This is part 3 of my World Cup predictions. Group C consists of Colombia, Greece, Ivory Coast, and Japan. Some might say not the most exciting group out of all of them, but nevertheless. First of all, Colombia, obviously without Falcao for the World Cup, they're by far the most well-known and probably best player. But I do think they'll have enough to win the group still. They've got some fantastic players, especially in attacking areas. Jackson Martinez from Porto, James Rodriguez from Monaco, absolutely fantastic winger. Freddie Guarín from Inter, he's also a very, very good player. He's wanted by a couple of English clubs, Tottenham. Chelsea probably won't sign him now because they got Fabregas, and United have also been rumored to have been interested in him. I think Colombia have too much attacking talent to not win the group. I think they've drawn a decent group, to be honest with you. Although the defence, some might say, could be lacking a little. I don't think they can be considered for anything more than the second round. Perhaps they'll push the quarterfinal, depending on who they get in the second round. But I think their attacking talents will definitely take them to the second round, most probably as group winners. Next up, Ivory Coast. The defence is poor. I saw them a couple of weeks ago in a friendly. I can't remember who it was against, but I saw them in a friendly anyway. Obviously, their main man, Didier Drogba, is now in his 30s. Can't obviously influence the games like he used to. I can see it being a straight fight between Ivory Coast and Japan for the second spot in this group. Ivory Coast still obviously has some decent players. Gervinho, although he was poor at Arsenal, he's had a good season with Roma. Yaya Toure, obviously one of the best midfielders in the world. Nothing to say about him. He's a quality footballer, probably the best at what he does in the world, box-to-box midfielder. But I just see the defence being too weak to withstand. Certainly, I think Colombia will beat them. The defence is makeshift at best. Any defence with Kolo Toure and Emmanuel Abue might favour some big clubs, but any Liverpool fan will tell you that Toure has been quite a liability this year, I think. Japan now. Ivory Coast against Japan will be a fascinating game, despite the fact that it's at 3 o'clock in the morning. Two completely different styles. Ivory Coast, power, pace, running through their team. And Japan, obviously, the players are smaller in stature, but are technically very good. 3 standout men for Japan, really. Shinji Kagawa, obviously, probably the most well known. Kazuki Honda of Milan. Yeah, I think it's a straight fight between Ivory Coast and Japan. I think the first game will decide a lot on second place in this group. I would say Ivory Coast might just shade it with Yaya Toure on form, but then again, I can't see them getting any further in the second round if they do make it through. Japan, likewise, they have some very good technical players, but whether or not they can compete is another question. Next up is Greece. For me, Greece is the weakest team in the World Cup. I can't see where the quality is coming from. Obviously, Captain Karagounis is now 36. This will definitely be his last World Cup. They used to play 5 at the back. Even when they won the Euro 2004, they were playing 5 at the back. So I can see this one. I can see Greece playing defensively. It's quite boring football. I can't really see them getting a point, to be honest. I don't think they have a chance of getting through the second round. Stay tuned for Group D predictions coming up.